Tribanator, Tribatola. You are awesome, amazing, and spectacular, and thank you for being with me today. This is the Training Tribe member programming for the first week of November. That's starting on Monday, November 2nd of the year 2020. This is our third and final month in our first block, which was a 3-month block, where we use our conjugate or concurrent training model that touches on all aspects of human performance, and that includes the 5 capacities of strength, speed, power, endurance, and agility. This month we're working on endurance a bit more yet again, and trying to develop greater durability and fatigue resistance in our beasts. So with this week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to suggest that we start out creating a habit of checking our resting heart rate every morning before we get out of bed. So when you wake up, you can use any monitor or device that you have available, or you can simply palpate your carotid artery pulse at your neck and do that for 15 seconds, multiply by 4. Keep a post-it note or do it on your phone where you can track your heart rate every day, because what we're trying to do as a measure of cardiorespiratory fitness and endurance is lower the resting heart rate. Thus, it's a more efficient pump or engine. And so we want to be below 72 beats per minute for everyone in the group, at least by the end of the month of November. Now, I've got some exciting workouts this week and month, and we have a workout A and a workout B. Workout A is designed to be done Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if you can pull that off, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday for the B session. Okay, workout A begins as a warm-up with some breath work. Now we're going to do a box breathing technique, and we're going to do 10 repetitions of breathing in or inhaling on a count of 4 seconds, holding that breath for 4 seconds, exhaling for 4 seconds, and then pausing for 4 more seconds before rebreathing. So that's the box. It's 4, 4, 4, 4, and it would be in, hold, out, pause. And what this will do, it'll help to oxygenate you, excuse me. You'll increase focus and kind of get into the zone for the workout that we're going to do, which is a light interval session. And so it's a free choice aerobic mode, and so you can do any mode you like. You can walk, jog, run, hike, bike, elliptical, swim, you name it. And we use our levels of intensity with some variance. And so you start out, you do 15 minutes at level 1. That's easy. Then you do 3 minutes at level 2, the medium or moderate intensity. Then 3 minutes at level 1 to recover again. 3 more minutes at level 2, and then finally 6 minutes at level 1 as a bit of a cool down. So that all adds up 15, 3, 3, 3, and 6 to 30 if my math is correct. And so it's a half-hour workout where you dance a bit between the low and moderate aerobic training zones. Follow this up with some dynamic lower extremity stretching using your rigid strap, nylon strap, or rope. And you're going to do 20 repetitions of each of those movements, and I'll demonstrate those now. The first exercise, I'm going to hope that my microphone is still working for you guys. You're going to loop through the foot, probably around the arch, and simply perform a straight leg raise stretch. And I can put my head back. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to move through the range of motion that I have available, and it's dynamic, so it's moving. I'm not really holding this for any great length of time, although you could pause for a second at the top if you wanted. After 20 of those straight leg raises, you'll then go to 20 of the knee flexion extension. And I just switch legs so I get kind of an even balance in the old body here. So now I keep the thigh as vertical as I can, and I just bend the knee and straighten it so that foot goes up and down. And this is knee flexion and extension. Obviously, we're working a lot of those posterior chain muscles, the calves, hamstrings, and glutes, and limbering them up. So that is number 2. From there, you simply make sure you slide out onto the ball of the foot. This is one reason why we don't use an elastic tubing for this, because it could slip off and shoot you in the face, and we don't want that. So now, holding a fairly upright angle, simply assist and resist as you pump the calf. And so this is the calf pump. Again, 20 of everything. Then when you finish all these on your back, you've got one more to do on the stomach, and that's the prone stretch for the quads. So watch this trick. If you've got your handles, your loops, one through the other, and you snare your foot like a rabbit in a survival situation. Now, all you have to do is rotate this strap so that it's exiting the bottom of the foot, and you'll see why when I roll over. Hopefully this mic will keep working. So now I'm on my stomach. I'm going to keep my head up just so I can speak towards the microphone. And I'm going to start with the leg up in the air, and then I will pull my heel up towards my buttock and then lower back down part way. And I'm just going to keep repeating in that fashion for my 20 reps. It's not necessary to go all the way down. I'm not putting any pressure on the kneecap. I do prefer this with my head down, and I don't want to lose my audio, so I think I'll stop talking and just show you that. So that's it. That is the conclusion of workout A, and the goals that we're trying to work on in workout A is to establish supple fluidity with all of our movements, and just practice that because the intensity is low, you're able to do that. Also, try to get into that habit of tracking the resting pulse every day, and those are the main areas of focus. Now, simply think about workout 2, or workout B, excuse me. That's the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday session, and this one's really fun because we get to do some medicine ball activation work, and we're going to do a series of exercises times 8 repetitions. I'm going to grab a medicine ball, which I failed to have ready. Okay, so here I am with, I'm behind the 8 ball, if you like my jokes. What we're going to do, and I'm going to step, actually I'll stay on the mat, that way you can see what I'm doing. This is called a lateral chop lunge, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare to chop, and then I'm going to lunge down and push back. And so that's how the reps are done, and I would do 8 on each side of the body. Now, what you want to think about is you load and then explode. So you're storing energy and reversing or changing direction. Next up, we have the giant swing. I'll probably have to do a mic check for this as well. Giant swing is also that exercise I like to call the bell ringer, like when you're at the circus and you're going to swing the mallet and ring the bell to win the floppy bunny or something like that. So what you do is you get into almost like a kettlebell swing, but now you take it all the way overhead and back. And I'm not doing this quite as violently as I'd like to because of my microphone issue, but nonetheless, that's the giant swing. Now, you go to the reverse locomotive. I'm going to give you a side view for this. So you're basically chewing or chug-a-lugging, creating probably not a true circle. It's probably got some oval nature to it in this direction for 8 reps. And then finally, we're going to employ our medicine ball and sandbag and do the fake throw sit-up. So what you do is you grab a sandbag. I happen to have actually a very light one here with me at this time. So my other items are off location. And I'm just going to put this on my feet as an anchor. I have to lift my feet up a little bit against it to hold it there, but that's fine. Then I'm going to take my med ball, from an overhead start position, and I'm just going to throw it up as I do a partial sit-up. It's not vomit, that's actually with the arms. So it's kind of like this. It's like I'm up and then I'm back down. So you're only doing 8 of these, and it'll be quick to run through once you've practiced these just a few times. And what a wonderful way to get the body ready, bringing the medicine ball into the act. Okay, so now we go into our main sets. And the main sets are very interesting this week because we're going to do straight sets, which means we do 2 sets of the exercise before we move on to the next exercise. We're going to use medium resistance for everything. And the first set is kind of a warm-up or test set. It's only 6 reps. So set 1, 6 reps. Then, after a short break, the second set is where we really get into our endurance because we do to RIR of 0. So that's reps in reserve, 0. So we're going to momentary muscular failure. Now, I'm not talking about going into like beast mode and getting ugly and, you know, all sorts of snarly things happening. Just simply move until either your body or the weight stops moving in you know, the plane of motion that you're using. You can't complete a full rep. That's the failure we're using for now. That's all you got to do. So there's 4 exercises that we're going to utilize, and they are I think I've got room here for all of these. The bench press done on an incline. And so I'm going to call it a low incline. You don't want to be too high. This one might even be higher than you need. I no longer own an incline bench. If you have one, great, but you don't necessarily have to have it. You can take your bench and put it on the first or second step of a stairway. That's a safe way to do it. Or you can use something really sturdy, like in this case I have a steel box. It's got to be safe, so again, use your judgment. Cinder blocks are also excellent for this purpose, and they're very inexpensive. Maybe even have some laying around. So take the dumbbells, and you're just going to get in the bench press position. There's nothing really fancy here, but by changing this angle, we change how the muscle fibers are getting hit. So you'll kick the weights up as you lay back and then simply work on your press. Remember, set 1 is 6 reps. Set 2 takes it to a safe failure point. Once you finish the bench press, both sets, you'll go into your incline row. And I'm also getting another one of these microphone issues because I like to lay my chest down on here, but I'm not quite able to do that because I've got the mic today. But once you're in position, you're simply going to perform a row. Great isolation, totally protects the lower back, allows you to get that good squeeze in the shoulder girdle up at the top of the motion. So that's your incline row. You can set your dumbbells down like that too. That's kind of a nice way to do it when you can lay your chest flat. Now, third exercise is breaking out the sandbag again. We're going to do a front squat with the sandbag, but we're going to make it a box squat. So a box squat is simply sitting down on a box. You're squatting down onto a box or a bench or a stool. I could have used either one of these, but I like this because it's a bit lower and gives me a slightly better workout. So taking the sandbag, I'm going to get into front squat position. Then why I turn that box on a corner is so I can get my feet under me a little more, so that I'm going to try to do a more vertical squat. So if I put my feet way out in front of the box, I end up hinging a lot. And nothing wrong with the hinge exercise, but for the squat, we want to avoid hinging and be more vertical, like we're squatting in a cylinder or phone booth. And so simply take my position, get stable, and squat until I touch, but not bear weight. So I'm just using that as a distance marker, and that's a front squat. I love that exercise. It's really, it feels so safe and gives you great feedback on how you're doing that, you are doing. So I'm going to clear out a little bit of space for this final exercise. And it is a straight leg bridge performed with heels on your bench. So now what you're going to do is you're going to lay down such that your heels are dug in, your legs are fairly straight, and you're actually in a bit of a hinge position as the start. And so we're going to now put the sandbag on the abdomen or pelvis, tighten up, and then work our extension pattern in this way. And this will be a very lively feeling through your hamstrings, your glutes, and your lower back. A great way to strengthen those muscles without putting a lot of connective tissue loads on. And I think you're going to really enjoy the straight leg bench bridge with sandbag. So those are the main set exercises. Now, we've got two fun movements for the accessories. The first of which is a bear crawl push-up. So I think I need to create a bit more space to do that. And what you're going to do is you're going to perform a bear crawl, and then every time you go through one cycle of putting your 4 paws down, you bang out a push-up. And you just keep doing that. 4 limb movements, 1 push-up, until you get tired. In fact, the goal for this week is to finish the week with a few more reps than you started with in the bear crawl push-up. So I'll try to give you a reasonable example. By the way, you don't have to go in a straight line. You can do all sorts of serpentine things around your house or your garage, even your yard if it's not covered in snow. So what we do is we get into this position, and then the bear crawl goes like so. So now square it up, do a push-up, and continue in that manner until the bod says no mas. The finale to this workout is a simple, yet hopefully challenging, suitcase carry. So select the heaviest weight that you have available that you can hold in one hand, like a suitcase. You can even use a loaded suitcase if you need to. Dumbbell, kettlebell, even a barbell. Just be careful with the turns if you have a long barbell. And what you're going to do is hold it and walk 50 feet. That's 1 rep. Then switch to the other arm and walk back, and that will complete your accessory movements for workout B for this week. So these workouts are just brief enough that you're probably going to be able to recover easily, and they won't take quite as long as last week's sessions did. And so just mixing it up, having some fun. Guys, I really appreciate you. Thank you for being with me and a part of the tribe, and keep training, keep being awesome.